First of all, I would like to evaluate or talk about the CRUD operation in using Strapi for using user interface web UI, which is, I think it is completed, but it's much better to dive into blog. Go to lovia.live. And let me log in first. Which one?
Yeah, it's done right. Okay, cool.
Okay.
Continue.
Oh, I will explain the step-by-step
Okay, sure.
things that I have done. First, I changed the directory to image repo and continue the development process based on your advice to start with Yarn by typing yarn develop.
Any problems with Yarn?
Nothing. It has just smooth development. Okay. And I also read that for the performance, Yarn is better than NPM, but I have not dive deep in about that. Okay. So then I accessed the local host on port 1337. Oh, if I used NPM, just like you said that by typing npm run develop, I can start the development. But anyway, I have used Yarn, so just I've been directed to the login page, just input my credential, and I have successfully entered to the dashboard, the admin page, and then I click this image repos on the left side of the page, and then it will just show me like this with no image stored. So I have clicked the add new image repo, the button on the top right side of the page, and initially I saw that name is the first entry of the images, but personally I would love if the picture field is the first one to entry, but when I'm trying to configure it, so I just click the configure the view button in the top right side of the page, and then eventually the screen will show like this. And yeah, it doesn't show that the photo field, but actually it is below the biodata field, and I just drag it to nama field to this, and yeah, it will show like this. It will be like this, and just click the save button. Then I have to confirm the setting because this will affect the entries that I may have inputted, but in fact, I mean, I have no entries, so undoubtedly I continued the process just by click confirm button. And here we are set to the first part of CRUD, which is create. Which one? So, oh, wait a second, can I go back?
Okay.
Which one? Oh, I'm already in the first part of CRUD. I'm sorry, I forgot to say that. The create, whose function is to to create a new entry.
Mm-hmm.
So, I mean, just for example, I choose any images that I have, I downloaded, then the name and biodata. This one just like this, but I customized the biodata field.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, this is not technical one, but
Mm-hmm.
I tried to apply to different words. Like first is list. I
Mm-hmm.
prefer languages JavaScript, Python, PHP using this number list, and there is another list which is not number, um, just like this: football, basketball, swimming, as it shows. It is a list that doesn't use number,
Mm-hmm.
and maybe this ABC with horizontal line. If I block some words and I apply that
Mm-hmm.
in this markdown view, it will be shown like this. And also I can embed a link, and if I press the switch to preview button, it will
Okay.
show like this: bold, italic, underline, just like list. And I don't know how to call this.
Strike through.
Oh yeah, the strike through feature. And actually this one, do not forget to be happy, is the quotation. Which one? Yes, this is the quote. I press the quotation button and it changes like this. And the link that I embed, and just to immediately I click the save button, and I was directed to the main page of the image repos, showing like this:
Mm-hmm.
Nama photo created at. And yeah, this is the part one, create.
Okay.
And the update operation allows us to modify the entries. And the good things about this is I don't have to click the pencil icon, because I just have to click anywhere of the content bar to update the entry, except this one, the trash icon, because it will delete the entry, which is covered in part 3, delete operation.
Okay.
And back to the topic, if I click anywhere of this content bar, it will direct me to the modify entry. Oh, I have not shown the entire page, but that's okay. I'm going to, for example, to add the name, which is initially Adiputra to Adiputra Al Hakim. And in biodata field, I added Java to the list of preferred programming languages. And I click the save button, and then yeah, it will not be shown for biodata field, because I tried to, but um, at this point I found that it wasn't possible, and I will talk about that later. So yes, we can see the changes here for Nama field. It was successfully added. And just go to the part 3, delete operation. So this is when I input an entry which is entirely wrong, or she's not member of this community anymore, and then I have to just remove him from the repository, I will use the delete operation. And just to understand it better, I added a new entry here below the first entry, and I just have to click the trash icon on the right side to remove that, and it will prompt me to confirm that, are you sure you want to delete this entry? I just click confirm to delete it directly. But if I press any area of this content bar, I also can direct the entry just by clicking the delete button. It is located at the header of the page. And again, I didn't show the entire page, but yeah, it will show like this, and it will prompt, are you sure want to delete this entry? And just by clicking the confirm button, I can delete the entry. It was just, you know, just shortening of the process, I think. And it will notify me that it has been deleted if the operation was done successfully. And the last part is read. I think honestly, before doing this operation, I browsed that what is read operation, because from what I know, as far as I know, that read operation does not require complex or maybe specified query to conduct the operation. Maybe in database, I would have to input like select all from, or select some specified field from the name of table, and the rest is the requirements like where, limit, group by, having, and etc. But because this is because I'm using user interface on web, so yeah, it's just like it is. It shows the read operation, and for the details, I can click the content bar again anywhere except the trash icon, because it doesn't show the biodata. And I try to figure out why it's not showing the biodata field, and I try to figure out by clicking the setting icon, and I click this one, configure the view, to figure out more. And the view section, this one, I mean, yeah, it should show the biodata field, because it wasn't there, but it wasn't there. So I decided to click the plus button, but unfortunately it was not in the drop down list. So I think my opinion is that either this is because the field type of the biodata field, which is rich text, and it consumes many areas of the content bar. Maybe it is just an assumption. So because the main page view of the main page is limited, and yeah, it's my assumption, but I have not figured it out yet. And there is my part 2 on creating image repository service using Strapi. But actually, this part 2 should have covered the create the CRUD operation using REST API and Postman, and using Postman, not only user interface of web. But I apologize that I have not explored it yet much more. Therefore, I didn't include in this post, and I think that is all from me. That's all from this blog that I wrote.
Okay.
Thank you.
Okay, that's nice. So yeah, that's good. I like what you have done. And well, next week, what you should do is that instead of showing you the blog, what you should do is that
Mm,
you you record what you are doing. Okay, but that's for next
okay.
week. Now about the REST API. So do you plan to do the REST API during the next week?
Oh yes, I would like to, because
Okay.
there were some things that I should have done before
Mm,
this week of
mm,
Wednesday, because of some deadlines. But
mm,
I mean, that should not be an excuse. I'm sorry.
mm. Okay. So do you think there will be a problem with REST API, or you don't know yet?
May I change the deadline?
Okay, sure, sure. Please do.
So remind. Okay, all set.
Okay. Please put in the add and delete. I think there's one more to do. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
The authentication and authorization. Yeah. Authentication and
Oh,
authorization, because that is important, and this was you are
oops.
you are interested in security, right? So authentication and authorization features in Strapi uh, related to the REST API, yeah, because the REST API
Mm-hmm.
will have authentication
Feature
in
on REST API.
yeah, on Strapi REST API. Okay, on Strapi REST API. So I
How can
want
I?
you to show whether you can like limit, edit,
Mm-hmm.
or update or delete and something, so that uh, based on the permission, user
Mm-hmm.
will not be able to do some things, and the other user can do some things, because that is important, right? Maybe some users can
Sure.
only read, but the other user can also write and so on. And maybe the data can only be added or edited, but not deleted. That is also possible. But of course, you should read about the REST API first before the authentication, because this is
Mm.
more advanced one. But if you do not set up the authentication, that you will not be able to call the REST API. So it's like a
Should be done in same
integrated,
time.
yeah, yeah. It's like the same time, but like covered differently, yeah. Different focus,
Mm-hmm.
but you have to do it anyway. Okay. Of course, the easiest way is just to make a user that can do everything, yeah. But that is not a good security best practice.
Practice.
Good security practice is that a user should only have the privileges that it needs and no more. Okay, the less
Okay.
privileges is better, because if the user is compromised, then it should limit the damage. Okay, the general best practice, this is what we strive to do, is that as few permissions as possible and no more than that. That's the general principles. Okay, so in that case, let's go back to the meeting agenda, and then any questions for
Um.
the next week's to do?
What? Which one should I assign for the task? This
Uh,
the
well,
P
even
P1,
if you don't, is it,
like this. The P1, P2, P3.
oh, yeah, I think it's P3. Normally it's P3. P3 is the priority. Priority.
Where
A
can I have
priority.
the P?
Priority.
Oh, priority.
Yeah. PT is priority. But I think you don't have the epic, right? I think you can create an epic. I think epic is in the left part. If you scroll to the left one, you will see like rocks there.
Mm.
Yeah, rocks and issues. You can create one there. I think that will be called the epic. So you don't have an epic yet, right?
Right.
So I would say that the epic is that to make a ID card repository, yeah, ID card repository, ID card verification system. I would say it's an ID card verification system. So, do you think it's a good task for you?
Uh, so I mean the title is ID card verification, or
Yeah, ID card verification system. ID card repository and verification system. Yeah. So can you imagine how this works? ID card repository and verification system.
system.
Yeah.
Oops.
Okay. So it's a backend thing, right? It's really a backend thing. Basically, the user is not, there is no such UI. It's like basically user just try to verify it, and then it's done, and it's verified or not verified. Okay. So do you think it's a good or interesting use case for you? And if so, then do you understand what is the goal here?
To be honest, I still cannot imagine what I have to do in this
Okay.
card. I mean this task, because it is not very, but from what I think, it is a bit similar to the authorization. I mean it is different, but quite, maybe I can say quite similar. Yeah, security things also.
So do you know what
And
the ID card is? So open the card, and then there is a template below, so that you can make a project spec below. Okay, click on the project spec. So that will be so you can complete that on the next week. But let me discuss what we want to achieve here. Okay, so do you know ID card? What do you think
yes, I
ID
do.
card is? What do you think ID card is?
The card that states the identity of a person.
Oh, an example? What is an example?
KTP.
Yeah, KTP. So when a user, what do you think the system should do? What do you think the system should do? You can also write it. Okay. Okay. The problem statement is that we without ID card verification, we do not know whether the user is real or fake. Okay. That's the problem. Okay. So with that problem, what do you think the proposed work or solution will be? And then this will be the system that you are trying to work on.
I think it is to assigning a maybe unique number, or
unique number. We already have a unique number. It's the user ID. Do you ever have
I think I have to verify.
Yeah, that's true. You ever use Tokopedia or Bukalapak or other kind of service, right? That they ask for verification.
Oh, I see. I mean,
Mm.
you have to verify your email and then I have to log into my email and click some button that
That's
I
the that's
verify this.
email. Yeah, that's email verification. That's email verification.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, but even a bot can have an email. So we want real people. That's why it's called ID card verification, not email verification.
Um, I mean,
Mm-hmm.
what is this
Mm-hmm.
task supposed to do? And I mean, maybe in a building,
Mm-hmm.
if we talk about verification, that
Mm-hmm.
yes, he's an engineer of, for example, Tokopedia, and he's allowed to enter this building
Mm-hmm.
because the building is rented by several companies, just like in Jakarta, and
Mm-hmm.
they do use ID card, yeah, just ID card, but
Mm-hmm.
it's not KTP. It is
Mm-hmm.
assigned. It is made by the company
Okay.
which rents the building. So I have
Okay.
I haven't imagined it yet for
Mm.
the practice.
Okay. This is for an online service, an online application. So it's not physical. Have you ever done a ID card verification in Tokopedia or any e-commerce?
In what? So, pardon me.
In a online application or like e-commerce application. Have you ever done ID card verification?
Um, from my experience, I have uploaded my ID card, which is KTP,
Mm-hmm.
in an app called Gojek, and
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
that it just needs it needs some days. I mean, several days to verify
Okay.
the ID card, but they
Okay.
didn't, because I was uploading the real one, and
Uh,
they didn't notify me that your ID card is not real, just like that.
okay.
Because yeah, I have done it based on their
Yeah.
guidance.
Okay. So that's what we are going to do. That's what you are going to do. That's
Mm.
what you are going to build. So is it clear already what is desired here?
So I can imagine that I have to create a service that enables um, user to upload their ID card.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, if we talk about KTP, it has to be
Yeah.
the entire card.
Yeah.
It's a partial,
Mm-hmm.
and I have to yeah, before they upload the card. I mean, I have to list the requirements that requirements that they have to show the whole part of the card, and I have to give some examples of wrong um,
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I have to show some wrong examples and correct examples.
Mm-hmm.
Is that right?
Yeah, that's true. Okay.
So, oh,
Yeah, that's true.
I've deleted the wrong one. Verifying ID card by enabling users to upload their ID cards to a repository.
Yep.
Showing,
Okay.
is it different?
Just the color. Just the color. You can change the color actually. You can change the color. So actually it should be black because the gray font is for the instructions. So you actually meant to delete the instructions, but yeah, just change the color to black. Or any color that you want, okay? It's up to you.
Or default.
If you have a favorite color, it's also no problem. Yeah, that's it. It's done.
What? Anyway, it's I tried to change it. Not gray. Brown.
Okay. Okay, brown is also okay. Okay.
Dependency and risk.
Yeah, and there's something in the proposed work. Then, when after they upload, what the system does, you need to be complete. Just upload and that's it. So it needs to do something for the completion of this service, yeah, for the system. And then what happens after they upload the photo ID card?
Verify, but how may I verify the ID card?
Well, okay. So the verification with the, this is the service. So what I mean is the service must provide a way for a human being or a bot to verify the data, and then after that, okay. So you are not doing the scanning or something. So a human, so you must provide a way maybe for a human that there will be UI, so human can look, okay, approve or reject, something like that. Okay. Yeah, UI. So for a bot, there will be API. Okay. So user interface for a human and API for a bot. So a bot needs to be able to access the data, and the bot will be able to verify the data if we have an artificial intelligence bot to do the verification. Okay. And then what happens if the ID card is approved or rejected? What will happen? Because there is a different outcome, right? Because maybe the image will be wrong or the image is fake. What will happen? What will happen after ID card is approved, and what will happen if ID card is rejected? Yeah, if that's good.
It is approved.
Yeah, same thing actually. If rejected, then user also needs to know. Yeah, but when user is rejected, then we should let the user know to apply again. Okay, to maybe change the. And hopefully, I would say that there should be a reason. Yeah, reason for rejection. So because human may say that, okay, the image is not clear, it's blurred, or this is a fake or something else. Yeah. So if I think if you approve, you don't need a reason to approve. But if you reject, then there needs to be a field where you can choose from a number of reasons to reject. Okay. Yeah, reasonable, yeah. When you reject, you give a reason. Yeah, that's it. Oh wait, I need to. Wait.
I think it is clear enough.
Okay, that's good. So that's the goal, yeah. I would say, and you can put the deadline here. I would say the deadline is June 30 for all of this system to work and to be implemented in the Milov application. So
June 30.
Yeah, June 30. That's actually the deadline for this quarter, because we work in quarters, right? From April to June, and then we work again from July to September and so on. So I would say that this is the main task. Now I want to ask you, is this interesting for you? This system?
Very interesting.
Okay.
Nice. More like challenging.
Yeah, okay. So there will be also a UI part, but I think the UI will be very minimal. because you can imagine the UI,
Mm-hmm.
right? It's just like one screen where people upload the photo and then it. But the actual thing is actually in the back end. How the back end receives the photo and then it make a human or a bot able to
Verify.
process, process and verify, and then insert that to the database. Okay, so the database needs to be able to read and write, and there is also API to do that, because there needs to be integration between the application and this system. And then you will need to be able to notify the user also the admins. Okay, if there is new user need to be verified, then the admin should know to verify, and then after the result, then that means the user will be notified by your system. Also notify admins. But notify admins mean after the uploading. So the user knows, the admins knows if there are tasks to do. So admins is before the verification. All right. Yeah. For the database UI, I think there is a Strapi. Yeah, it's ready. Let's string first. Okay.
To-do list. I will remove this.
Yeah, cannot remove this, already done. Okay.
Postman.
All right, it's the same thing.
I should go back to today's meeting.
Yeah, and I think the authorization one, I think because there is another card for that, different to do for authentication.
Authorization.
Yeah, just open the meeting agenda for next week. Meeting agenda for next week. Yeah, okay. And then go to the to-do list part. Okay, now make another to-do on the bottom. New to-do on the bottom. And then make a add. Type add and then link to the authentication. Add.
Oh, add.
Yeah.
I'm sorry.
Yeah, because you create the unit, type it first to do the searching. Yeah, that one. Yeah, that one. Just click on
this one.
Yeah. Yeah, true, right? Because there's one more to do on the REST API and also authentication authorization. All right, that's great. That will be for the next week. And I would say for the rock review, go to the rock review. I think rock is point number 3. Scroll up. No, that same meeting agenda.
The card.
On the meeting agenda. Okay. Because you have one rock now. Review. Okay. On the rock review, you put the link again. The link to the epic. Yeah. Link to the epic. What was epic. The name of the epic? I think ID card something. Yeah. No. I mean, it's called a rock or epic. It was that one.
This one.
Yeah, because that's the overall goal of the until June, right? It's not a weekly goal. It's like a medium term. Yeah. So that's one. All right. That's a good one for next week. If so, then we can go back to the meeting agenda for this week and make a rating and conclusion. Yeah, and then this to-do list. Yeah, you should put that on the next week to-do list. Yeah. So I want to know how your research about security by obscurity. It should be next week's to-do.
So going to the rating. I would rate maybe 7.
Okay, I will do a 7 as well. Okay. Okay. Please copy this research security based obscurity to next week so we don't forget.
To-do
Next
list.
week's, yeah, to do on point 5, section 5. Yeah. Okay, nice.
Thank you.
All right.
Hello?
Yeah. So you can conclude the meeting, some greeting, and yeah, officially end the meeting.
Oh, okay. Thank you very much for the thoughts shared by Mr. Handy. And today I learned something much more essential than just an IT, because it covers my life and maybe future career also. It's all about security. But back to the topic, I should continue to the REST API part, also for the verification, authorization, and authentication, and hopefully I can do it well. Hopefully, and thank you very much.
Okay, thank you.